Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Alexiot's here. It is Thursday morning, and we have a doubleheader today. The Raptors 905 are hosting the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, and the Raptors are in Washington, D.C. to play the Washington Wizards 2 games in a row, playing them tonight and playing them also again on Saturday. So, yeah, some important Eastern Conference games before they go out west after these 2 games. These are games that we really, really do need to win. And there's all kinds of extra elements added to the game today against Washington. We have not played them yet this season, which is absolutely insane. Once again, we see the schedule unbalanced in a really weird way where we play all our Nets games already like by the first week of December, and we don't even see the Washington Wizards until the month of March. That is crazy and stupid and dumb. And I was wondering, I was like, wait, have we even seen Washington yet this year? And I'm like, we have not. So we're going to play them 2 times in a row right now. And Thad Young yesterday in his practice interview saying he really likes these series. He likes these 2 games in a row with one team. He says that it's really good for preparations for planning, like for playoff games. That he thinks that it's one of the best things they've done, the NBA, as far as changing things, that he agrees with them and that he really sees the merits of how they can be used for young players in the team to get practice for playoff kind of situations where you play the Wizards 2 games in a row. You're both next to each other in the play-in race, and you want to get higher, both of you. This could be a very serious, like 2 game series right now, a little bit like a playoff series, just because of the stakes, the fact that we're going to play them again on Saturday. It really does have that feeling. And Thad was talking about this and saying that this is a good thing. So there's been a lot of different debate about whether these 2 game series have been good or not. The announcers don't like them. They think that they're stupid and they don't think that they're fair. Nick Nurse was kind of like, I don't have a thing against them or I'm not for them. I'm not really like declaring how I feel about them. I think he sees the benefit of them, but also like how they can be annoying for your record because you're more likely to split. Like statistically, these kind of little series usually mean a split. That's the most likely outcome most often. In fact, Nick alluded to his experience, his vast experience in his past coaching history, to seasons of being in other leagues where the schedule was very much 2 game sets like this in it, and that was usually the outcome, was a lot of splits. So he has a lot of experience dealing with schedules like this where they put the same opponent against you for a couple games, and he's found that that is usually what happens, is that there is going to be a split. Well, let's try and buck that system. I really want to show something overpowering towards the Wizards over these next 2 games so that there's no like bullshit. Like we can't fuck around. Like I've been saying lately, don't play with our food. We don't need to be playing with our food. The Wizards are a weird team right now. Honestly, we need to kick their ass. They've got issues. They've got some issues where they're kind of like they're normal Wizards issues. They're just mediocre. They're listless. They really don't have a direction they're going. They're kind of up and down. They're kind of and they're they had a really bad losing streak in the middle of the season. They've had a lot of losing this whole season. They're just weird. They're weird as usual. I have no faith in them. There are all kinds of weird things about them, and yeah, that they're at where they're at, and I don't expect them to improve. We need to kick their ass and keep them below us. So the injuries are interesting. We don't have any injuries once again because of Otto Porter Jr. is the only one listed, and none of our other guys are listed. But they did send guys in different directions yesterday because the 2 different squads are very much going to be in different places for a while because the Raptors are going to be on the road. And 905 will be back home for a lot of this time, but they're going to be separated. They're going to be separated, and they separated them pretty much 5 and 12. There's 17 people on a roster right now, and 12 of them are with the Raptors, and 5 of them just went to go play for the 905 tonight against Fort Wayne. And those 5 are Jeffrey Doughton Jr., Ron Harper Jr., Christian Coloco, Delano Banton, and Joe Wieskamp. So all 5 of those guys are playing for 905 tonight, and the rest, I guess, because Will Barton's here, we're not worried about keeping Delano or Jeff on the main roster, that they can go play with 905 and this is like a decision for a couple weeks. This isn't like a thing where they're going to cross over and see each other at all. This is a very much a decision where they're going that unit for like a week or two, and the main roster is going out west to go to LA and Denver, and they're not. Koloko and those guys will not be going to LA. They won't be going to Denver. So that's the news on our roster and who's available. For the Wizards, there's been some interesting changes in the last couple days. They very much have missed Porzingis for a couple of games now, and Gafford has been starting at center, and that's not been horrible for them totally, but they do need all powers, and Porzingis is on tap to play today. That he should be making his return to the lineup for the Wizards against us tonight, even though he hasn't played since last Friday. He was hurt for a couple games in between here, but he is not listed right now. So I fully expect Kristaps to be playing for the Wizards tonight. The only injury on their report is their point guard, Morris. Monte Morris was added to the injury list yesterday. He had an epidural injected into his back on Wednesday. He has a sore back, and he's considered not day to day. I don't know if I've ever heard this. He's considered week to week. So they won't have their starting point guard, which is actually pretty good. You know, their roster is very interesting. Let's just go over an orientation of their roster just because we have not seen them yet this year. Once again, because Monte Morris is out, we may see DeLon Wright starting for the Wizards today, which will be fun. Bradley Beal, of course, is the long-standing Wizard. He's been there forever. He's a weird guy. He's really is very important for the Raptors to shut down as per usual with the scouting report for the Wizards. And we do have a lot of luck. And we have not a lot of luck, but we have a lot of history of shutting down Bradley pretty good with our premium defenders like OG Anunoby, Precious Achua, Pascal, Scottie. These guys should be able to handle Bradley. We do a good job with him, and he doesn't really have explosions against us anymore like he used to maybe about like 8 or 10 years ago. Kyle Kuzma is a little bit more dangerous to me, actually. I always forget to talk about Kuzma when it comes to Washington. I think of him as an afterthought, but I really shouldn't. He is probably maybe the most dangerous person on their team, and we need to really respect his scoring ability. He's a weird guy, and he's very outspoken and opinionated on his Twitter, and he's an interesting guy. But we'll have to see how we contain him and control him. But him and Bradley really are the offensive engines for the Wizards team, and we really need to watch out for them and keep tabs on them and make sure they're not getting a lot of open looks and getting going. Then, of course, as I said, Kristaps is going to be healthy, and they've kind of been starting a double center lineup. So Jakob's going to have some work to do tonight as far as like if they're going to have Gafford and Porzingis in the starting lineup, then that will be a real challenge for Yak. And I don't know who's going to start next to him, maybe OG or Scottie, Pascal. Those guys will have to be kind of playing a little bit of center against the second center for the Wizards because that's who they start. Now, the way the Wizards win right now is by two ways. Is by out rebounding the other team, and then also the 3-point shooting of their guys like Kyle and Bradley. So what we got to do for win today is we've got to beat them at the line, 3-point line, and also we got to beat them down low with the rebounds. We got to continue this really good defensive rebounding being done by Chris and Precious and Scottie and all the gang. And then we got to attack the boards on their end also. If we can manufacture more field goal attempts like we normally do, and we can out rebound them and we can shoot just slightly better than Washington, we can win this game tonight. So there's a little bit of my keys to the win right from the bat from everything for tonight. But yeah, this is very much a must-win game. This is a team that is below 500, and we don't have a lot of easy games going out with the rest of these games that we have for the end of the year. And it's really, really important that we get the ones that are gettable. And tonight is definitely a gettable one that we need to take care of business on. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the comments real quick. Let me check in. Logical Raptors Fanatic is here. Good to see you, Mike. Good morning to you, sir. Laughing my fucking ass off. Will Barton's contract details came out. He signed a rest of season or our ROS minimum for drum roll, please. $623,000. Laughing my fucking ass off. Bobby and Masai are ninja assassins on the salary cap sheet. Okay. This is the funny thing. It's like some people get excited about a cool dunk. Some people get excited about a very neat block. Well, Mike gets excited about a front office move. Just like that in the same kind of way. And I get you. I get you, Mike. It's fine. Listen, I loved his interview yesterday. Everything I'm hearing about Will Barton, it just sounds real good. Because, first of all, when he started this league, he started with the Portland Trailblazers and he was playing with Earl Watson. Earl Watson was an old vet for him. When he came into the league, first thing, Earl Watson was his dude who was teaching him as an old vet and when he came in as a rookie. So he has a very strong loyalty and trust with our assistant coach, Earl Watson. Their connection's very strong. And that'll help him acclimate and assimilate into our system and with the other guys a lot easier. He has total trust in our team and Nick Nurse and Earl Watson and the organization. He said it's a world-class organization. Everybody knows we're way better than our record and that he is excited to be here. He has all kinds of different connections in some ways with our team. He is old friends with Thaddeus Young because he's from Memphis and he went to the University of Memphis. Another connection, him and Precious, that, Thaddeus and Will Barton have been working out in the off season together for years now. In fact, they've known each other for over a decade. And that is really cool friendship right there. In fact, that they were alluding to in the press scrum yesterday. You're coming in just like Thad last year, and near the end, and they found so much great knowledge from you. From Thad as a vet when he came in, the young Raptors, that they're wondering if Will Barton can come in and be that kind of leader also. He's in his 30s. He's had a lot of time in the league. He's played in the playoffs quite a bit. As he put it, he's been to the Western Conference Finals. And that is something that his experience could be very, very fruitful. The best part of his interview yesterday was he basically said right at the end of it, I will tell the Raptors coaches and players and organization all I know about the Washington Wizards and Denver Nuggets, two teams that I am a little familiar with, seeing as I played for the Wizards a week ago. And also, Denver, he played there for like 6 or 7 years. He was there for a while. So he really knows the Denver system and the Denver personnel and a lot about Denver. And he does know a little bit about Washington. And he said straight up, I will tell them everything I know. I will spill my guts. There's no name, rank, and serial number here. You got me. I will tell you everything. Don't twist my arm. You want to know about what the Wizards like to do? Okay, yeah, I was just there. I can tell you. You want to know about what Denver likes to do? Yeah, I can really help you with that too. So I think that was part of the timing with him coming in is his knowledge also of these teams we're about to play. It all kind of just dovetails and fits real nice. It's kind of interesting in that way. But Will Barton's going to be fantastic. I have a feeling about him that he's going to be this guy that we've been wanting for a little bit. That thing that we lacked is a baller. Just a baller, a guy who gets out on the court and is a hooper. He can get out there and he can fill it up. He can get out there and score baskets. This is what he does. And I'm excited about that because that's an element and maybe a role on this team that we've needed this year. Just a pure hooper, somebody who's going to get out there and get it done and has that mentality. And I love that. I love that about him, and I'm all about it. So we'll have to see more and more. I think because so many of the guys went to the 905 and are still here in Mississauga, that he is going to be getting a big chunk of playing time, and that it's going to be really, really tough to get any playing time on the main roster now with such talented core rotation that's going to be playing. You could really say we're 10 deep at this point with the starters, Gary, Precious, Chris, Will Barton, and I don't know, Thaddeus, something like that. Those 5 guys, and then the 5 starters, and then boom, you go even deeper with guys like Malachi. And who's the other person that's sitting on the bench right now that may not get to play as much. Let me think. I'll figure it out. Jimmy Pope's here. Good morning to Jimmy Pope. Good morning, gang. Hope we do what we got to do. We really need these games. Let's go Raptors. Lock it up 100%. Yes, Jimmy. Yeah, this is a gimme. It's not a gimme. This is a game we need to win. This is very much a game we need to win for sure. And yeah, there's no messing around. We can't fuck around. And some people are actually saying that if we lose these games with Washington, they're going to give up on us. oh, you're not real ones. Mike's saying, sorry, correction. Project Truth mixed two numbers together, kind of. It's 684,000 base salary, a dead money and cap. Okay, it's all good. You can give me the rough idea of what the number is. It's right around. It's a 600,000 number. Okay, Mike, it's all good. Project Truth. Don't worry, you're not totally lying. You're just not exactly right. Tom's saying, good luck, Raptors. Very encouraging to hear Will in his interview. What a gem we picked up. Good morning from Tom Duke. It is a good morning because your GM is active and they're doing things to improve your team and not resting on their laurels. They actually did something huge this week. So we're going to have to see. Isaac Kimball say, no more mornings. Yeah, Tom's not really putting in the good morning with the U in it anymore. And that is a good development for the season. There was that for a while. Isaac is very clearly pointing out that difference. Well, there's good things to look forward to for Tom coming to Toronto this month and all kinds of different things coming up that are hopefully wins for the Raptors. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips. Good morning, beloved Raptor freaks, most informative gang. Blessings on this game day. Our team must establish that they are serious about going deep in the playoffs with convincing wins. This is a great statement, and you're right. That's one of the things that Will said yesterday is like one of the things he's going to be trying to do with this team as a vet is he understands the level it takes. He understands the commitment, and he understands like the energy that you have to have as a team to be successful and get deep in the playoffs. And he may be kind of like, a quality assessor. He might be this guy who's saying, you guys, we're not doing good enough, or we're not doing this well enough to be really a good playoff team. And he could be kind of like that canary in the coal mine around the team saying something like, listen, I know because I've been on Denver and we got here and did this. And listen, we got to have a certain level of excellence, get after it, determination, and way we play to really get to a high level. And so in some ways, Will Barton, knowing that high level, is really encouraging because he can tell us, well, this isn't it, guys, or this is it. This is it. We're doing it now, guys. We're doing it. We're doing it. So that is true. We need to have a certain quality to how we play on our way out. We got to clean things up. We can't have a lot of turnovers and mistakes. We can't have a lot of just like moments where we're blanking out and not doing what we're supposed to be doing on the court. We got to be tuned in. We got to work really hard and we got to work fast. There's not a lot of games left. And in some ways, we're behind all the other teams who have been working their shit out for a while. And now we're just finally getting to a completed version of us with Will Barton and Jakob being here. And that the time is running out, that we really do need to mesh and figure things out quickly. I'm not saying that we can't do all this in the time allotted by the end of the regular season. We really can. It's just that they have to really do it and concentrate on it. And there's no time to dilly-dally. They really, really got to get going quickly and get this meshing and figuring out a roles and just get the chemistry right. And boom, lots of wins, maybe a deep playoff run. That is really what I'm hoping for. Because listen, our roster is nasty now. Really, really nasty. And nobody's going to want to be playing us. Nobody's going to be wanting to play us in the playoffs. They are not. No, they're not. Nameless is saying week to week. Baseball term. Yeah, week to week is weird to me. I always see day to day. Well, why would you just put week to week? It must be pretty bad. If it's better, it'd be day to day. Well, it's worse. It's week to week. Logical saying, salute the real ones. Project Truth always. Double checking things is a good habit. Of course, double checking things. Proofreading, Mike. Yeah. All right. Let me do a little bit of a ref report for the 905. 905 are in Mississauga. They have not traveled. They're going to be playing the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, who are the G League team of the Indiana Pacers. And tip-off is at 7:30. The referees for the 905 game tonight are Kevin Fahey, Angel Kent, and Ken Jones. Angel Kent was one of the refs who got to work at the celebrity game over the All-Star break. So she is considered one of the best G League refs right now. So she will be the referee today. So Kevin Fahey, Angel Kent, and Ken Jones are our referees for the 905 game in Mississauga. I really expect the 905 team to get the shit together. You can get all these premium guys from the Raptors, the end of their bench. You better fucking win, Eric Curry. I'm sick of you dicking around with 500 ball. You need to go on a streak and make a strong ending to the 905 season this month. There's all kinds of games this month. Y'all are playing a lot. And I want to see some amazing, amazing work from Christian Coloco. I want to see him get more time. I want to see double doubles. I want to see more of the great stuff that Ron Harper's been showing recently. Jeffrey Doughton, of course. We want to get him have a lot of reps and a lot of time out there running that team. And then Delano, please, just good, clean, fundamental basketball in a good way. A lot of the good stuff you did last year, and maybe less of the bad stuff you've done this year. And then boom, Joe Easy. Can you get out there and bomb some threes and show like that you don't belong on that G League level anymore? Because that's really what some of you guys that have gone to Mississauga today need to do, is you need to show that you're not supposed to be there. Jeffrey Doughton Jr., Joe Wieskamp, Delano Banton. And when you show these people that you don't belong there, then they bring you back to the main roster. So that is the whole goal. Chris Boucher, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Jakob Poeltl, Norman Powell. All these guys went to the G League and showed that they did not belong down there by excelling and being so badass. Well, the team that's there now, those 5 Raptors that are really on the Raptors main roster, they need to show. Some of those guys need to show that they don't belong down there. And they may not get called right back up quickly, but you show a consistency that you don't belong on that level, well, then you'll be on the main roster level more and more. That's your opportunity. And that is your destiny right now, Christian Coloco. So make the best of it and really listen to your coaches and take that time on the court, the 30 to 40 minutes you're going to get to play, Christian, and really hone your skills and get better and better. I'm excited about it. All right, let's see who else is here. Fiercely Salsera's here. Good morning, fam. We got this tonight. The boys have practiced their positionless strategy for quite some time now. Hopefully it'll help Jakob. Nice. Yeah, I hope we have this too tonight. Listen, Washington's dangerous. They're dangerous. They're one of these teams that is talented enough to beat your ass on any given night. But they're also a team that if you get the right things going against them, well, sometimes they'll roll over and die, and they'll allow you just to kick their ass. And I'm kind of hoping they won't put up too much of a fight, but I doubt that, really, because seriously, they're framing it the same way we are. They can look at where we are in the standings, and they see they're right below us, and they know if they win these games against us, they get above us. So that's a really, really enticing carrot in front of them, and it should be the same kind of carrot that we should have to stay above them. Like, the Raptors really need to understand that there's very serious implications to losing these games against Washington, and there are very, very good implications for winning them. And they can't take this lightly at all. Both games, you got to take them one at a time. You win this one today, and then boom, you have to make the really serious, tough play to win the second one also on a team's home court against them. Yeah, that's not an easy task. They've got to really, really be dialed in and take this seriously, be businesslike, and take care of business one game at a time, beat them tonight, and then we'll take care of Saturday. MK saying, got the day off today, so I get to be in the chat. Right on, MK, one of the original Raptor freaks. Getting some time off today, and I am glad that you're here with us today. Omari saying, it's my birthday today. All I want is a 500 record. Wow, I love this. Omari, so selfless on his birthday. He's going to blow that candles out at his cake, and this is his wish. We could aim a little higher, Omari. Let's get to the 6th seed. I would wish that we'll get this sixth seed. Or no, I want to wish we'll get the Eastern Conference Finals. I want to wish we'll get the finals. I want to wish that we win a championship. I don't know. You could make it very ambiguous. You could say, I want to wish that we'll win a championship in the next 3 years. I don't know. Whatever you want. You want it to be just we get to 500 tonight? So be it. I might be a little more greedy with my birthday wish. But you go, Omari Parsons. Happy birthday. We hope you have a fantastic day with a Raptors win today, of course. And if you guys have anything y'all need help with housing situation-wise around the 905 Speaking of the 905, Omari's in the phone book as a realtor, and he is really good at helping people find houses to buy or rent. So look him up if you need help with that around the greater Toronto area. He can help you. Jimmy Pub is saying at the tippity top of the mountain, but only have one way up. That's right. Well, we got to go and keep going. We got to strive. We got Jakob. Anything's possible. We got to see how much Will Barton is going to help. As far as like, I just love the fact that he's a vet. Once again, like, listen, we don't have a lot of older players on this team. We really just have Thaddeus this year. It's like, Otto, he's gone for the year. And then boom, you know who the second oldest Raptor after them is? It's Chris Boucher at 30. And then you got Fred, who just turned 29. So really, Will Barton coming in at around 32, 33, that's a good age in the mix of things. And it's a little bit more vet savvy that we need. This is what I'm saying. When you're fine tuning your roster, usually the vet pieces come last because they don't take as long to figure out what's going on your team to assimilate to the system. In fact, they're usually old heads that really know the NBA, and they'll be like, yeah, I know what you guys are doing here. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, it's more easier than a young player coming in. So when you bring in somebody like Will Barton, that is a signal that you're trying to win soon. That's like a Marc Gasol kind of move, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm saying. This is really weird signaling by the Raptors front office that they're trying to make some fucking noise this year in the playoffs. They're not waiting until next year. They won't go in there and fuck some shit up. That's right. Logical saying Thad came in first day, planted a massive seed in Scottie's brain. He told Scottie, don't take dumb fouls like other guys do during the game. We need you in the fourth quarter to win. And now it's grown. Okay, I didn't know this story. If he told him that, that's not bad advice. I don't mind that advice at all. We've seen different things with Thaddeus and Scottie. That's interesting. And his interview was very interesting. Once again, he's very open, honest book. And I like that about him. He's got a really interesting stat right now. Once again, there's one of these weird NBA stat charts where they have all the heads on a bar and graph. The graph was for big men that guard and get steals and deflections. And Thaddeus Young is a leader in that. Like they showed it, and his head is up in the very good corner, like the very best corner to be in. And he is actually getting a lot of steals like really quickly. So anybody who's wondering why we're playing Thad still, considering everything with all the guys we have now, this is part of the reason why. Is because when he's on the court, he has a really good record and frequency of disrupting the other team when they're on offense and stealing the ball. You see it. He's like somewhere in the middle of the key near the free throw line, and he just pops in and like gets a hand on something, and then all of a sudden it's free, and we got the ball, and we're going in transition. Well, that's something that Nick Nurse really highly values for our team and like how we manufacture extra points. So no wonder he likes playing Thad, because he is giving him extra turnovers for the other team and steals. So that's awesome. I like that. That's a weird guy on this team in some ways, but I really like the things he's saying and just what he's all about. He's doing a really good job as an old vet on our team. I really do appreciate him. Let's see. Isaac saying happy birthday to Omari. Happy birthday wishes to you. That's right. From the Raptor Freak family. A whole bunch of people are probably going to start saying it. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Networks and regulations that players would join us. He visits Toronto during the summertime. He loves the city. Lots of NBA players love Toronto. Pascal said he wanted us to get hoopers. Cool. Okay, so you're talking about Will Barton. Yeah, he said that this is a city that he's enjoyed coming to as a player in the past. That, we have a reputation. We do really have a reputation around the league. And in some ways, it's like he has a reputation as a pro and being a good guy to have around the locker room. That's attractive. In fact, that's something that Nick and them said is that, you have to be like that for you to be on our team. So, he fits the character mold. It's like you have to be a pro. They're not going to get some guy to come in and he's going to cause problems because of his character. So that's part of why, he fits in, is because he's very much a very like professional, and that he takes his job as a basketball player in the NBA very seriously. And that's important. Getting back to Thad and Nick, just real quick, Nick did say some things about playing Thad right now and wanting to play him more at the 4 than playing at the 5. So at least he realizes he should not be playing him at the 5. and that he would like to play him more next to Jakob when he's out on the court. Because when he's playing the 5, he's undersized, and it really harkens back to a difficult part of the season that we don't want to remember. But yeah, that's something that he's very consciously trying to avoid, is having him out there as the biggest guy and being the 5. But he still does really want to play him, so he's got to figure out how he gets him in there at the 4, and that's good. That's good. Yeah, this is great news about Will Barton, and I'm amazed at this about him, that he was very quickly got here. Like, he found out about where he was going, like a split second. He came here, did the physical, had everything like expedited and done really fast. He literally got on red eye the night before he played in the game for us. This last game, he came on a plane overnight and made it all happen real quick. And he said with the timing of it, he found out about the whole thing not that much earlier than we all found out about it. So think about it that way. He had to really like change midstream really quick and be like, boom, yeah, I'm going, and boom, he's here, and he's right on our team all of a sudden that quickly. He did say that he did have interest from other teams in the buyout market also. So we weren't the only ones looking at him. He did have some options apparently. So I'm really happy that he picked us. And once again, that's something that we need to put on blast, since people say that nobody wants to be here. Well, he had a choice, and he decided he wanted to come to Toronto. MK saying happy birthday to Omari. I love to see that. Tom Duke is saying it jumped. Isaac, truth no more morning. No more morning. Yep. Happy birthday to Duppy Conquerors from Tom Duke. Jimmy saying, damn, spell check. Always messing me up. Happy birthday, Omari. Mike saying happy birthday to Omari also. And Banana Bread Tan saying, good morning, Raptor Freaks. Banana Bread Tan, you say you're added me. Are you plug 7? You got to tell me your name so I know who to add on Facebook. I have a lot of Facebook requests because I'm an admin for a Facebook group, and people in that group are always adding me. So I don't just blanketly add everyone when they friend request me. So please tell me what name you are on Facebook so that I know which one of you it is that I can, so I add you. I think you're plug 7. I'm going to guess you're plug 7, but just give me confirmation, Banana Bread Tan, so I can add you on Facebook. Monique is here. Good to see Superfan Monique Lawrence. Always happy to see her presence in our chat. Good morning, everyone, and happy game day. Let's crush the Wizards both nights. Yes. Let's take them one game at a time today, and then we'll get to Saturday after that. Omar saying, thanks everyone for the birthday wishes. No problem, man. Listen, we're a social group in your life. We want to wish you a happy birthday, and we really do hope you have a fantastic birthday. It's awesome. Scott B saying, Scottie said it best. Every game is a must win. That's Raptors mentality. They know what they're doing, and they know where they're going. Let's go Raptors. They really do have to take the gravity of this series against Washington as being a little playoff practice. You guys got to take this with the intensity, the preparation, and coming in there, because you know they're going to come at you and try and punch you in the face. You need to come in and punch them in the face. I want to think about the first game of the NBA season, not this year, but the very first game that Scottie ever played in his NBA career. It was against Washington. And it was a home game at the Scotiabank Arena, and it was the first game back after being in Tampa, and everybody was really happy to be back, but we were more focused on being back and not winning the game, and the Wizards beat us. Well, Scottie has a ball at his apartment that he has commemorates his first NBA points. And on the ball, it says that he lost to the Wizards. He hates that. I want you to go look at that ball today, Scottie. I want you to go look at that ball that says Wizards beat the Raptors and it commemorates your first basket as an NBA player. And remind yourself how that pissed you off, that it says that you lost on there. And yeah, it's the Wizards. It's the same damn team that did that to you. So you need to kick their ass. But remember that lesson from that very first NBA game. Y'all didn't come out and punch first. Y'all didn't come out and take control of the game first, and the Wizards kicked your ass. You didn't come correctly. Well, you can't do that tonight. And remember these lessons, like that game, Scottie, and come correct tonight. Come right away into the game and kick some ass. We have to meet with physicality and force and be the aggressor. We have to be the big bully team. We have to utilize the size of Jakob and really beat other teams up with our lineup on the way down, with everybody staggered off of Jakob being the center now. That means Precious can go here. That means Scottie can go here. That means OG can play shooting guard. That's what I'm saying. We have to use our really good strengths and versatility and size against the Wizards tonight and make sure that we win. It's really going to be who's going to punch first. And we want to be that team. We really, really do. Yeah, yeah. I love it. Scott B, good to see you here in the chat this morning. Duke saying, wish Duppy, best wishes, Duppy, on your birthday from Duke Rocks. Awesome. Shere Khan is here. Good to see Shere Khan, a great Raptor freak in the Raptor Freak Nation. Good morning, Raptor Freaks at work, but wanted to say hi. Should be a good one today. Hope Barton has a big night. Better situation with the Raps. Bench way more potent. You know, this is interesting thing. Some people are saying that Barton might have an axe to grind with the Wizards because he wasn't utilized a whole lot in the last little bit in time. And maybe he has some get back to say, look, you guys kind of gave up on me. You bought me out. You know, you didn't want me to be in your plans. Well, let me give you a little get back. You know how it is when the former Raptor comes back and wants to kick our ass. Well, maybe Will Barton might have a little gumption to do something to the Washington Wizards. It didn't seem like he had any loyalty to them. You know, when they were asking him about Washington, he said, I don't care about Washington. I was only there for half the season. And yeah, I'll sell them out real quick. So he may have some gumption to get up to go against that team. And then Denver's going to be a little more sentimental for him because he was there for quite a while. And a lot of his success in his NBA career was there. So Will the Thrill is going to be a little more sentimental in those games. He may not be have the same edge as he does against Washington, but we'll see. I hope he has big games too. And I'm going to be very curious to see how quickly he's assimilating to our systems and how much Nick trusts him with minutes out there starting tonight. We'll have to see. Nameless is here. Good to see Nameless. Omari, happy birthday, my Raptor freak brother. Let's go. Hopefully you get to spend time with friends and family. Yes, yes, and yes to all that. Whatever blessings and good things you want today, Omari, let's give them to him. Let's get that man a Siakam Swirl McFlurry to celebrate his birthday with. That's a nice, cool treat. A great thing to have on your birthday, Omari. I think you should go get a Siakam Swirl at some point today. You know, they gave out a bunch of Siakam Swirls to the press after the game the other day against the Bulls in the media room. The Siakam came out for his interview, and they had a whole bunch of McFlurries for everybody, and they're giving them out to everyone. Now, the Chicago press is weird. They heard that the McFlurry has Smarties in it. Well, they don't understand what Smarties are here. Smarties are a different thing in the United States. And here, of course, they're like M&Ms. They're Canadian M&Ms. But down there, they're like tardy little like rock. They call them rockets up here. The Smarties are rockets down there. So when they heard the concoction of the Siakam McFlurry, Swirl McFlurry, they're like, that sounds gross. Because they had in their head, the Americans, when they told them, oh, there's Smarties in it, they're like, that would be too gross with the ice cream. The tangy rockets or Smarties that they call in the United States. So they kind of had a little cow about the Siakam McFlurry in the press room the other night. Little information that you may not get everywhere, but yeah, we're on top of things here. And yeah, there was a McFlurry controversy with the Americans in the press room, not knowing what a Canadian Smartie tastes like. That is chocolate, bro. It's not that tangy Smartie that you know from the United States side. So yeah, I had to put that in somewhere, I guess. Seymour saying, wish you many more, Omari. That's right. I love seeing the birthday wishes. In some ways, it's like, listen, if it's y'all's birthday, let's celebrate it in here and let's put it on blast. I'm all about that. Celebrating all the different people that are frequently here is fantastic. And knowing when y'all's birthday is March 2nd, Omari's birthday. Awesome. Let's see. Logical saying that seed of need him in the fourth has morphed into Scottie's Super Saiyan mode in the fourth. It's part of things. It's not the one reason, but I think that saying that helps Scottie. That's a run on, Mike. You need a period or a comma in there that helped Scottie unlock something a bit more. Okay, that's tiring, man. All right, so basically you're trying to say that advice that Thad gave him is making him more confident, and that's part of the reason why he's been doing fourth quarter stuff like he did in the last game. Scottie's a weird guy. Like in some ways, like he does kind of just fuck around, and he's kind of like he really does like lose attention. Like this was something that Siakam told him earlier this season. He said, stay locked in, Scottie. Stay locked in. Stay attentive. Stay always on top of things. Stay always on top of things. and he had to work on like not getting bored. That was one of the things they said. At some point, Scottie gets bored, and maybe he's not as dialed in because he's just bored with the game or something. I don't know. You can't afford to do that, Scott. And listen, nobody needs to be getting bored on an NBA court. There's so much that you can do and excite yourself. Like I said, you could be like Michael Jordan and just have an irrational hate or anger towards the opponent because it's something you manufactured in your head. There's been a story recently about Michael when he was on the Olympic team with Chuck Daly and Charles Barkley that's been put on blast on Twitter, where he was like, he went golfed like 2 rounds of golf, 36 holes. And then he was not tired. And then he said, I want to guard the point guard because the point guard said some shit about me and I hate him and I want to burn his ass and kick his ass. That's what I'm saying, Scott. If things are boring at any point, get a vendetta. And not like a vendetta where it actually becomes a distraction or a bad thing, but get pissed off about something about a player on the other side. I've said recently that Pascal should have got pissed off at Donovan Mitchell for mocking him at the All-Star game, and he should have stepped up and taken that matchup to heart and got that gumption from that. I love the way Jordan fueled himself to motivate himself to go out there and kill people. I want to see this more in you, Scottie. Just make shit up. Just say something in your head like, oh, the motherfucking Porzingis, he thinks my grandmother's Jamaican cooking food is horrible. He thinks that Jamaican food tastes nasty and he hates Jamaican food and I hate him for it. And just get irrationally mad at somebody. Just make the shit up in your head. It doesn't even have to be true, Scott. Just make up some shit and maybe that'll motivate you to want to kill them on the court and kick their ass like Jordan used to. That's what I'm saying. That find some motivation. Just make it up. And then really feel like it's real, just like Jordan, and kill them. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Monique is saying, love Will comments. Oh, you love Will's comments, Will Barton. Watched the interview 3 times, down to the nitty gritty. Yeah, he's a pro. He's a pro. He's a super pro. And honestly, I'm really excited about this because it's true. He has a history. Once again, the Raptors have a pattern of acquiring players that really kick their ass in the past. Like Will Barton absolutely has had huge games against the Raptors in the past where he's drained shots and killed us and just done so well. That is usually the case with some of these guys we bring in. They're like, well, I'm glad we don't have to face him anymore because he was killing us before. So I like this aspect about him. That some people are happy we have him because we don't have to play against him anymore. Some people say that. Let's see. Banana Bread Tan saying, so looking forward to our game tonight. Gary Trent Jr. getting acclimated to coming off the bench. Heard some nice talk about Pirtle being positioned to take it to the basket and surveying while receiving the ball. Yeah, Pirtle's somebody that every time he touches the ball on the offensive end good things happen. And in some ways, we really do want him to be a touchstone. Somebody that every possession should just get to touch the ball for a second. He doesn't have to shoot it. He doesn't have to do anything. He can just pass it on to the next guy. But he's a good thing to put the ball through because he'll start to allow movement and people to get freed up and hopefully find an open, easy shot because he has the aptitude to find somebody with a pass really quickly. Now, if he has to go up himself, so be it too. But I like all that. And as far as Gary coming off the bench, this is not an issue. It's it doesn't matter where Gary plays. He could start. He could come off the bench. He's going to give you good production no matter what. He's proven that this season because he's had good periods where he started at the beginning of the year, didn't start for a while. Then he came back in the starting lineup again more recently, and now he's back to not starting again. And at each one of those periods, he's been consistent. There hasn't been a whole lot of a drop-off just because he didn't start or he started. He's very much been very consistent. And I like that about him. We need that. And he's going to get a good amount of minutes, probably get the same amount of minutes, even though he's not starting anymore off the bench. He played 28 minutes or something in the last game. So he had the most minutes off the bench. And in fact, he had more minutes in the game than Pirtle. So in some ways, he's still getting the starter minutes, even though he's off the bench. And it all works out really well. Omari's saying, my birthday wish is just for tonight. I want other things in life too, like first place in the fantasy pool. I'm coming for you, Tom Duke. W Conqueror's coming after you, Tom Duke's top-notch team. That's right. You don't rest in your laurels and think you just got this. You're cruising all the way through the season, Tom. There's still some gumption to come get you and knock you off your block up on top on the Raptor Freaks Yahoo Fantasy Basketball League. Yeah, all right. I like that. All right. Amari's not greedy. He's just saying for today. Well, I guess us other Raptor Freaks on our birthdays, maybe we need to go for that victory that day, and we'll do our part just like Omari's doing today. I appreciate that. I really do. G saying, I imagine Pirtle will have a game today. Well, this will be interesting to see because Gafford really is playing well recently. He's got like double doubles up quite often, and he's very like dangerous in certain ways as far as like he's coming around. He's at the right age to have like a growth in his game because he's never really been totally consistent. But now it's kind of like, well, Gafford, who are you going to be as a player? Are you going to be a consistent double-double guy or not? Are you a starter? Or are we going to put you back on the bench all of a sudden because somebody else is more important to play? Or I don't know. So in some ways, he's at a crossroads. He has a lot of gumption and motivation to play very well. And that's the thing. I think he matches up really well with Gafford. But like I said, what if they play them both together, Porzingis and Gafford? Well, Jakob's probably best for Gafford, and that really long, skinny arms and what goes on with Porzingis may be better for people like Chris or Precious, somebody a little bit more mobile, and they can just really kind of like and maybe able to muscle Kristaps a little bit too. I was kind of hoping Kristaps would not be showing up tonight because he is their leading scorer, and he really is. They're better with him in the lineup in a lot of ways. But it's all points are saying that he's healthy now and he's over his day-to-day injury. I wish it was a week-to-week injury. Damn it. What's going on with the garbage man? Why y'all throwing shit around outside my house? Come on now. All right, let's keep going. Tom Duke saying, I know. The Conqueror is coming. Tom's a little wary of Duppy Conquerors on the way up. Seymour saying, Udonis Haslam is speaking out on the lack of success for the Heat this season, underachieving. He's telling Pat Riley he needs help. Laugh out loud, not what he envisioned for his final season. Fuck the Heat. So Udonis has already said this is his last year. Wow, that's an interesting thing. And he's really sad that this is the year how they're going to go out. Well, there's a lot of issues with Miami, honestly. I love Kyle, but, Kyle has some issues. And that's part of the reason why, him parting with the Raptors when he did, I was like, this is good timing. Trust me. This is really good timing to cut ties with Kyle like we've had over almost a decade. That there's certain things that are signaling with him and his what he cares about and what he's trying to do on the court at this point is more about. I think he just wants money. In some ways, sure, he wants to win, but in some ways, there's like also other things going on with him too. So I don't know. Miami does have problems. I have no problem with that. In fact, they're right around us in the standings. We need them to get below us. So continue to have problems, Miami. And I love hearing that Haslam's not happy with what's going on with the Miami Heat this season. That's great. That's great news. Thanks, Seymour. G saying Gary's the ultimate professional. I've grown a big respect for him. Doesn't complain, just does his job, whether starting or not. Yeah, and let's take it even further. There's so many times on the court he's been maligned or disrespected by other players and refs, and he has not shown any kind of hot-headedness or anything. Like, in fact, when he gets a technical, I'm shocked because he's so cool as a cucumber on the court usually that he got one technical and it was really just sort of brush off. I think that was with Tony Brothers, actually, wasn't it? He did this to Tony Brothers, and he gave him a tech. That was like the one tech I've seen him get like in the last 2 years. And that's the thing. He's taking contact, having these bad calls like that one where he slid with Zach LaVine in the last game, and he's getting hit in the face. He has that crazy-ass situation with the Lopez brother earlier this season and the headband talking to Lopez. All these different situations Gary's been put in, he has been an ultimate professional, and he's unflappable. That's the word I would say. He's unflappable. He doesn't let that shit get in the way of what he's trying to do on the court. And I love that about him. He's not the kind of guy that he'll get that fouled the hell out of him. They won't call the whistle. And he just puts his head down and keeps playing. He's not out there like he's such a good role model in so many different ways. I really do love a lot of different things about Gary. You are Plug 7. Okay, I will add you on Facebook now that I have confirmed that is the account that you are. Speaking of Tony Brothers, guess what? He's our crew chief tonight, y'all. This is our ref report for today. The crew chief for our game tonight is Tony Brothers, one of the most notorious referees in the NBA. Now, look, this is another one of these kind of things, guys, where we're like, recently, Tony's from Virginia, and Virginia really is kind of a suburb of Washington, D.C. He's in his 30th season as an NBA ref. His favorite TV show is that one with Kiefer Sutherland, where he's like, it's supposed to go over one day, 24. Yeah, that one. His favorite movie is Claudine. I don't even know that movie. His favorite musician is the band that sings "You're a shining star, no matter who you are, the right to see who you truly be, who you truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be." Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, his favorite book is the Bible, of course. His favorite app is Spotify. He'd most like to visit Israel, and his favorite talent is cooking, and he would like fried croakers. That's right. We found out about fried croakers and Tony Brothers a while ago. They are a fish. They're not a frog. He's not trying to get no frog legs. This is a fish that comes from the muddy Mississippi, and he really enjoys that meal. It's such a specialty regional dish, the fried croaker. So that's what we need to get for Tony Brothers today. Because listen, I don't hate Tony Brothers. I don't hate Tony Brothers like I hate Ed Malloy. I like Tony Brothers because in some ways he's just an asshole. He's an asshole to everybody. He's an equal opportunity asshole. And that's the thing. He doesn't have any bent against us. He has a bent against whoever's going to fucking come at him in the wrong way and challenge him or try and be like, oh, you think you're so big in your pants, young player. Well, I'm the old head ref and I'm going to show you and put you in your place. That's the kind of mentality he has. And one of the things I know about Tony Brothers, I really know about him as a ref, is he rewards a team that plays the hardest. He rewards a team that puts it all on the line and puts it out there. And that's why I don't mind him, because he, in some ways, is a known quantity for why he refs the way he refs. And I don't really see him. Like, he may do some sort of weird ref hit job to us tonight, and I'll be like, okay, I was wrong. But to me, he rewards the team consistently that works the hardest. And I respect that in some ways. Now, a lot of people don't respect Tony Brothers and they don't like him. Now, as far as our record with him, it's not good. I mean, we win 46% of the time when he's refereeing. And guess what? The Washington Wizards, and this may be why he's reffing tonight, have the exact same win percentage with Tony Brothers. Both teams are .459. Both exactly, right down to the 100th of the same exact percentage of winning between the Raptors and the Wizards with Tony Brothers involved. We lost the last game that Tony ref for us this season. So 46, even between the two teams with Tony Brothers. The second ref is Aaron Smith. He is actually a very friendly ref to us. He's in his 8th season. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His favorite TV show is Homeland. His favorite movie is that one with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman that I always talk about, Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is like one of the most popular movies among the refs, and started to make me think about, like, why? Why is Shawshank Redemption? I know it's a really good movie, but why? Why is it so popular with them? I don't know. What is it about the prison and the guards? And maybe they're like the guards in the prison, the NBA. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. Favorite musician is John Legend. I would sing some John Legend, but I don't think I could do it justice, so I'm not going to. Favorite meal, he wants some breakfast. So we got to get some breakfast for him. He has not specified, so he will take the pancake buffet with the 100% Canadian maple syrup, Tom Duke. So we'll just get him pancake buffet for Aaron Smith. In fact, I think that's one of why he's one of our favorite refs, is because he likes our pancakes and our 100% maple syrup. His favorite app is Twitter. Is it still? Even though Mr. Elon took it over, he must like to visit Africa. His bucket list is to travel to all 50 states, and his favorite book is Unbroken. Aaron Smith is an interesting referee. He worked as a substitute teacher in high school and middle school before he was a ref, and he also was a support staff member for a cyber charter school. So Aaron Smith is historically not a bad ref for us. Out of everybody tonight, he is our best winning percentage. We win 58% of the time when he referees, and we lost the last game he refereed for us. But the Wizards win 48% of the time. So 58-48, Raptors favored by Aaron Smith, the second referee. So he is our friend. We need to, hopefully, he'll help us out. The third ref is an asshole. I really don't like this guy. He's one of the worst refs we get. And I hate it because I want to like the guy. It's the ref from Ukraine, Marat Kogut. 15th season in the league. His favorite TV show is that one with Peter Griffin and the dog that talks and Stewie. Yeah, you know, Family Guy. He loves Family Guy. And he likes the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he acts like he's a pilot and he's like stealing money and writing all these crazy checks. Tom Hanks is after him. Catch Me If You Can, I believe is the name of the movie. His favorite musician is, let me think of a good one here. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest. I'm the voice you're hearing in the hall. Billy Joel. Billy Joel is his favorite musician. So he likes Family Guy and Billy Joel. His favorite book is Tuesdays with Maury. His favorite app is Amazon. He'd most like to visit Japan. His hidden talent is he's a magician. Marat Kogut is a magician, y'all. So he better not make any of these fouls disappear when we're getting hammered and he's not calling anything on the whistle. So you don't be a magician on the foul calls tonight. How about that, Kogut? His favorite meal is sushi. So we have a very diversified flavor palette tonight with the fried croakers, the breakfast buffet, and the sushi for these guys. Yeah. Kogut is the former head men's basketball manager for St. John's University. And in addition to being an amateur magician, Kogut enjoys playing the piano, volleyball, and golf. Okay, so there you go. Kogut was born in Ukraine, but immigrated to the United States with his family 7 days after he was born. So he's really raised in Brooklyn, New York. And he started officiating at the age of 16. Now, Kogut is one of the worst refs for us statistically. He is in the bottom 5 of refs. We win 38% of the time. We lost the last time he refereed for us. And meanwhile, the Wizards win 47% of the time. So he very much favors the Wizards in the game tonight. So 38-47 is the split with the third ref, Marat Kogut. So there you go. There's our refs. Tony Brothers is even. Aaron Smith is our favor, and Marat Kogut is the favor of the Wizards. So it's a very balanced ref crew. And like I said, you want to win this game with the refs, you need to get the respect of Tony Brothers. Go out there and work hard, Raptors, like Chris Boucher would, and you will get the calls from Tony. Trust me, you will. Now, watch out for Kogut, though. He's a fuck. Seriously, he is going to be calling some bullshit. You're going to see it. All right, let's keep going with the comments. There's your ref report for today. Seymour saying, which 71-point game was more impressive, Mitchell's or Lillard? Well, I'm going to hate on our Eastern Conference foe and this idiot, this guy that just beat us, even though, you know, people are saying, oh, you don't want him on the Raptors, Lex? You don't want Donovan on the Raptors? Yeah, I don't. I don't care if he did all that scoring and did all that stuff. It's flashy. It doesn't necessarily win championships. So I'm not all about Donovan Mitchell. You guys can go ahead and have you crazy ass scoring. Does Dame Lillard or Donovan Mitchell ever won an NBA championship? No, they had not. So that's what I'll say to this. I respect and love Dame Lillard's commitment to the franchise of the Portland Trail Blazers. Once again, these guys who stay with one team, like him and Bradley Beal, I have a lot of respect for this. Lillard's not leaving Portland. Some people are saying he needs to go somewhere and get something more success. But no, he's perfectly content and happy with his career, the way it's gone and how he's done things there. And in fact, he sees the really coolness of being on one team for the whole entire time in his career. He is now the franchise leader in scoring for the Portland Trail Blazers. And that's a huge accomplishment because Clyde Drexler had a huge number that was, it is not the LeBron overcoming Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but it is not that far off as far as how you have to score like 10,000, like 20,000 points, like almost 30,000 points to do what Lillard did in Portland. So in a lot of ways, I'm going to give the flowers to Lillard for a couple reasons. I hate Cleveland, and I do respect Dame Lillard for sticking with the Trailblazers. So yeah, there's my answer for you, Seymour. G saying Barton said he's going to give the Nuggets playbook, anything that can help, and he talks as we so naturally. Earl Watson was a big reason for him joining. Yeah, Yeah, I really like that he said, "I trust Earl." So that means he's gonna have really strong trust. He really is interested in learning under the tutelage of Nick Nurse. He's a vet. He's been around forever in the league, but he's not stopping learning. It's like he's showing up. He's like, I'm excited to learn under the brain of Nick Nurse. And I know his reputation from being in the league and hearing about him, and now I want to be on the team getting the guidance from him. It's like you never stop learning at any age. I don't care how old you are. You could be 100 years old. There's stuff you still can learn in different ways. And that's what I'm saying. Never stop learning in your life. It's really important. And the fact that Barton sees that about our coaching staff and Nick Nurse, it really says a lot of his intelligence. That he's not like an old pro that's like, yeah, this is just who I am. No, I'm coming in to learn from Nick Nurse, and I'm excited about it. Fiercely saying happy birthday to Amari. Yes, I love all the birthday cakes and celebrations and stuff like that going on. Kareem saying, I'm not 100% convinced Jakob is a Raptor until I see him on Gillette commercial. Personally, I see team style with Freddie. Yeah, I don't know. Jakob doesn't have a lot of facial hair. He gets a little scruffy, like sagebrush kind of like patches, but mostly he's keeping that shade because like he's got a young looking face. He doesn't probably need to have all these weird, like it's kind of like me. When I grow facial hair, it starts to look like not out of place. It's like we have youthful looking faces, and you need to keep it smooth, team smooth. With OG is the team for you, Jakob. You could be on team styled with Fred, but I don't know. Your hair grows out weird and stuff like that. It's like I would say you need to go to OG's team. Seriously. Now, Aaron Rose was doing fun with Photoshop yesterday, or just a fun question he had on there. Much better than his stupid ass trade questions and shit. His polls on that. He was reflecting on what it would be like if Team Smooth and Team Style switched with Fred and OG, with Fred shaving clean and OG growing a big gruffy beard. And he had pictures of them in those states. And he was like, this may be the last time Fred had no hair on his face. And it's like a picture of him almost in high school, very early on his Wichita State days or something. And it's funny because you see Fred with no facial hair, and he does look kind of funny with no beard. Now, OG's had a beard, and I remember when he had a beard. Aaron Rose is like, I don't remember when OG had a beard. Well, there was a little bit of a time, like around, I think his third season or something like that. He grew this like crazy like beard. He had a beard all the way around. So there is a lot of footage of OG having a beard. He looks kind of like Mitchell Robinson with a beard in some ways. So that's what I would say. But yeah, these Razor commercials, listen, if we get him one of these Axe flavored concoctions, maybe they make it Austrian like connected or something. Like maybe it was Flugelhorn and daffodils. They got these skateboards and roses, this cookies and cream, fucking Axe body wash. That is when I think that they've arrived. Fred had cookies and ice cream or whatever, cookies and sneakers. And then OG had his skateboards and roses. And then Scotties had like a Cool Breeze Axe body wash flavor recently. Well, until Jakob gets Flugelhorn and daffodil, then I'll know he's arrived. So I don't know, Flugelhorn. What the fuck is that? Flugelhorn? What the fuck is that? G saying, laugh out loud, Cream. I think you're getting a point today. You know what, G? Just because you said that, we're gonna give him a point for that. And y'all don't have to give me a point because I'm supposed to be funny. But I think Flugelhorn and Daffodil is pretty funny too. But Cream's getting a dunk for today. He's getting a Raptor Freak dunk on the scoreboard. There you go. You guys scored. G thought it was worthy, so we're gonna do that. Seymour saying Portland bench said after Shaden Sharp dunk, Canadians have better groceries. That's why they jump so high. We're getting praises. Go Canadians. Go, not the hockey team. Not Montreal. Yeah, I got what you're saying, Seymour. That's very interesting. I've not heard this story, so I'm just gonna go off from what you said. So the Portland bench is saying that Shaden Sharp can jump so high because nutrition's better in the country of Canada compared to the U.S. I don't know. I mean, there's still problems here with nutrition. The same problems that happen here, same things happen down there. It may be that in some ways I don't know. This is an interesting theory put forth by this. I don't think it's national like change, like difference. It's not U.S. or Canada difference. I think that the problems with things are here too. But I don't know. Maybe we do have better nutrition or better information for kids to have better nutrition. Like don't eat McDonald's every single day. I don't know. This is an interesting point of view. And I haven't read the source or seen anything. I'm only taking it from what you said. But yeah, I don't know. It is true. I mean, serious. What you put in your body and becomes the molecular structure of your body. That just makes sense because your body converts the food into things that you need to make who you are. So it literally is you are what you eat. And when you put crap in your body, you build yourself into crap. So when you say that's a crappy person, well, that's probably because they've been eating crappy food. And sometimes you don't understand how much the food can actually, like, forget about your vertical leap. It can have to do with your mood and how you feel about yourself. That when the food's going through your body and you're processing it, you could have emotional problems because you may have a gluten intolerance. You don't even know it, and your body is in pain inside in little ways, and it makes you either depressed or grouchy or an asshole, something like that. So nutrition is so important to think about what you're putting in your body because it becomes who you are. And if you're eating a lot of McDonald's cheeseburgers, well, that's what you're going to become. MSJ saying, I feel a win tonight for sure. I hope so. I really do. And Monique is wishing a happy birthday to Amari also. Alistair saying, with another big, our bench is complete. Well, we don't have any more roster spots with another big. Well, we just had Wancho. We let him go. I don't know. I don't know if we need anybody else right now. Now we're probably going to do some moves this summer. Let's just see what this group right now it has. We're past March 1st. That was really the next deadline to get something like Will Barton happening. So there's really not any wiggle room to acquire anybody else at this point. That March 1st is passed. So don't expect any new personnel. That we got who we got for the rest of the year, and this is what we're going with. Let's see. Randolph saying blessings, birthday blessings to Amari. Enjoy the blessings of another year. Be prosperous and in good health. Yes. May this year be one of the most blessed, positive, productive years for you, Amari, in all kinds of different ways, all aspects of your life. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Got to go. Just want to say happy birthday, Amari, and let's go Raptors and Raptor Freaks. Another W tonight. And playoffs, here we come. Have a blessed day, Lex, and everyone. Thank you, Bradley. And you too. Be safe out there and have a great day working out there with Tada. If you need help at your house, Tada will come and help you guys. They're in the phone book. Don't even ask. Just say, well, I need help. They'll come and they'll help you. I don't even tell you what they'll do. You just call them, I need help, and they'll come and help you. But yeah, we really appreciate you, Bradley, and all the positive vibes and things that you're saying here. I feel good about tonight. This game may be ugly once again. It's an Eastern Conference matchup. And the way we've been playing Eastern Conference games, if it's really defensive battle, there may be a lot of missed shots and there may be a lot of ugliness on the court. I don't care. I just want to win games. They don't have to be pretty. You just got to fucking get that W at the end of it. And that's all that matters to me. I don't care if it looks like the most beautiful basketball in the world. I don't care about that. All I care about is that W. So go get it tonight, Raptors. Cool Cat's saying it's good that we have older vets on the bench for our youngins. They can reinforce what Pascal, Fred, OG have been telling these guys about winning ways. I'm excited about the prospect of Barton's skill set and like how he can help guys. Like in some ways, his skill set's different than anybody we have on this team. In fact, the one person I think he can help the most is Gary. There's certain things about that swing man, shooting guard, small forward position that, he has tricks to steal the ball also. Will Barton has been known for getting in the lane and stealing stuff. So in some ways, he's similar to Gary in some ways, a 3-and-D kind of guy but also Will Barton is a point guard in some ways too. He can very much pass and distribute also. We're going to see that as he plays more and more for us, that he's going to be setting guys up on the court with assists. And I'm all about that. So any kind of way he can rub off as far as with insight on how to get into passing lanes to get steals or how to look for who to pass it to and how, this is all going to be really, really good. And that vet experience is going to be very, very worthwhile. We saw how much it was a benefit to our team with Thad when he showed up last year. Well, that was really more with the big men down low. Well, now we got a guard kind of vet leader that can kind of lead from that end of the positions of 1, the 2, and the 3. And that's what Thad said yesterday. He said, Will's got to come in and learn the 1 through 3. When I came in, I had to learn the 1 through 5. And, he said it's the defense is easy to learn. It's just putting in the effort and running around and doing the whole system. It's the offense that's hard for new guys to come in and learn because it's very, very complicated. And there's a lot of moving parts. and there's a lot of moving different sets, and you might change your position according to who's on the court with you at any given time. So you may have to learn to play as the 1, the 2, and the 3, Will Barton. And it may be that you're the 2 or the 3 or the 1, depending on whether Freddie or Gary or who else is on the court with you. But you need to know what that number does in that play set to do the right proper motion with everybody else to fit in. So the offensive side is going to be the hard side to learn for these new guys. The defensive stuff is a philosophy. It's really effort. And that is easy. That's who you, okay, this is what you guys do. You switch in this and this and this protocol. Okay, I can figure that out. But on the offensive end, it's way more complicated because there's multi-positional things that you may need to learn on the same play. You may need to learn how to do 3 different roles on any given specific one play. And it changes, and you have to keep cognizant in your head. Okay, on this time down the trip, because this is the lineup with who's out here, I have to do the 3 duty in this time, and then maybe they switch it out, and then I got to do the 1, but in the same offensive set. That is really part of the complication that was illuminated by Thad Young in his practice interview yesterday about learning the Raptor system. But I love it. I think Barton's going to be fantastic. I really do. G saying, what is going on with Ja? Shaking my head. Is he trying to get himself out of the league? Apparently, he beat up a 17-year-old and pulled out a gun, and others coming forward with stories too. You know, I've been wondering about him this year. There's a lot of weird shit going on around him, and they really are acting like they're drill ops, like rap artists or some shit. They want to have ops, and they're acting like this whole lifestyle, which is crazy because I've heard that Ja is not actually from the streets. He's actually a middle-class kid, and the pictures of him as a kid with his family, it looked like he lived in the suburbs. So in some ways, he's not authentic with his kind of like way he's acting. You know, he's not really a product of those kind of hard times. Obviously, if you get to the NBA like this, your path would be fraught with really tough obstacles if you didn't have a little bit of a prop up in your family life when you're younger. So it's really stupid. It's really, really dumb what he's doing right now. This is so dumb. What matters more is like a persona, an idea of who you are outside the game, or you on the game and playing and making millions of dollars? Because you're about to be out of the league if you don't be careful. You know, look at what's happening with Miles Turner. I mean, not Miles Turner, Miles Bridges this past season since last summer. Look at how close he is to losing his NBA career job. You know, this incident that happened, it happened last summer at the mall, at the fucking mall. His mom went to a Finish Line, which is like a sports goods shoe store. And apparently an employee in this Finish Line was assassinating his mother and said some shit to her that just was not cool with the Morant family. So she got on the phone and called Ja Morant from the mall and said, this guy has disrespected your mother here. I don't know why she's the catalyst for this. You're a bad mom if you're encouraging your NBA son to come and do some shit. He rolled in 9 deep, as they put it, with his crew to the mall, and he wanted to come in there and like get this kid who was working in the Finish Line. And basically, the small security was out there trying to hold off Ja Morant's squad of him with 9 other guys. And you know, I'm sure they're very scary, regular like bodyguard types that would be running around, and maybe just some guys that are hanger-ons. They're maybe a little bit in that lifestyle of like gangs and stuff. Who knows? And they managed to keep him from going in there and doing anything. But it's a real big problem. They found out where he lived, though. And he did eventually get this guy and beat him up. It's a 17-year-old kid that worked at a Finish Line sporting goods store in a mall. And they brandished a gun. They scared the shit out of him. This is the thing I don't understand, Ja. Like, what the fuck, bro? I understand kind of why you're doing this, like, goodwill tour where you'll show up at a restaurant randomly and you'll be talking nice with the waitress. And then all of a sudden you're tipping her, like, $10,000 or some crazy shit. And everybody's like, oh, he's such a nice guy. He's such a humanitarian. He's giving this back to the community. All this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's who I am. He went on a goodwill tour because I think he fucked up last summer. You know, with this incident, this could unravel a lot of shit for him. And he really can't be living this kind of fake gangster lifestyle he's been living recently. It's really stupid. You need to stop. Team Morant, you need to get your son in line. And Mom, you need to stop calling from the mall when you think somebody did you wrong. That you're not doing anything good for your lives. Seriously, you're going to get your son out of the NBA. And this kind of behavior and the way they're acting, like the whole thing about shooting a laser sighted thing at the Indiana Pacers bus after a game, that was a problem. You know, the Shaden Sharp thing looks so stupid and weird at this point with all this context. There's a lot of issues with him. You're a rising star in this league. You could be a face of the NBA, but I think you're going to destroy your career just because you're a fucking idiot. And I can't believe this. You have some of the most amazing hops I've ever seen in an athlete ever in the history of basketball. And you may be throwing your life away for a life that you never actually authentically lived, that you just want to be playtime. It's like you're role playing. And your role play is really dangerous for your career. And you need to fucking watch out. Not to mention, you're totally going to derail the Memphis Grizzlies playoff run and the things that are going on if this media circus blows up and gets more out of control. So I cannot understand what the hell is going on in the Ja Morant camp. And they need to get their act together. They're fucking stupid and crazy. I want you to be that nice guy that gives money to waitresses. I don't want you to be the guy who goes down the mall to try and beat up a teenager who works at a Foot Locker. What the fuck is that? Seriously. Dude, you got the golden ticket. You going to shit it on it and piss on it and crumple it up and roll it and throw it away? Because that's what you're doing, Ja Morant. Oh my gosh, that's what you're doing. Oh, this is horrible, man. I can't believe what's going on with him. I'm so disappointed in him because I'm a fan. I'd like to see him kick some ass. I like the Grizzlies, and this is horrible for their franchise. If the number one most important franchise player is going to be going to jail, if he's not going to be able to be even in the league because he's a fucking idiot, that's a real big problem. And if I was a Grizzlies fan, I'd be a little pissed off at Ja Morant right now. Let's see. Nameless is saying lies. Everyone knows Jamaican food is delicious. I know. It was so unbelievable what I said. I was like, yeah, even if I say this, nobody's gonna believe this. But yeah, it's very true. And I don't even remember what that's in relation to. I think that was the Porzingis thing. I was saying, oh yeah, just make it up. That Porzingis hates Jamaican food. He hates your grandmother's Jamaican food, specifically Scottie Barnes. So get really mad because he said something bad about Jamaican food. It's not very good. It's too salty and spicy for my liking. Porzingis says, ooh, go out there and use that as a weapon in your mind, Scottie. He dissed your grandmother's Jamaican food. Yeah, get out there and kick his ass now. Oh, yeah, he doesn't like that jerk chicken. He doesn't want any of that stuff that your grandma makes. He would come over your house and he'd be like that kid that came over and it's not really like into your culture because they don't know your culture very well. And they're like, this is a little weird. I don't know if I want to eat it. Grandma, Kristaps won't eat your jerk chicken or stuff like that. It's just not, I'm not normal with it. Oh, you're insulting my grandmother. You need to just eat it, bro. It's like, it's that song where it's that old hip hop song. It's like, you go over to your friend's house and you don't want to tell them that the food ain't that good. You know that song I'm talking about. Oh man, funny. Seymour saying, yeah, Ja is cooked. Just another Gilbert Arenas. So much wasted potential. It's insane and stupid and it's sad, bro. You are not even started your career and you may have fucked it up. Seriously, stop getting any charges. Stop living that life. You don't need to live an op life. This is so fucking stupid, bro. You don't have ops. Seriously, you should not have any ops. You should be an ambassador for love and happiness, just like Scottie Barnes. Share the love for everybody. You don't need ops. You don't need to roll 9 deep and roll up on people and menace them or have laser pointers or fucking, argue with a washed up hack media personality named Shannon Sharp. No, you don't need to do any of this shit. It's not worthwhile. The shit that Dylan Brooks does is in a way worthwhile, but it's a distraction also. But he gives you edge on the court. You don't need edge off the court, Ja Morant. Edge off the court is just going to mean bad things for you. Trust me. It is just going to mean bad things. Omari's saying, all I got to say is oxtail curry, chicken Bammy festival. That sounds amazing. Listen, I'm not saying that for myself. In fact, I might have to get some real jerk later today just because I'm starting to crave it just talking about it so much right now. It was just an example for how Scottie could get up for the game with a little more gumption. Take some imaginary insults and just put them in your brain, Scott, just like MJ would. Be like Mike. If you could be like Mike, I want you to be like Mike. Could you just be like Mike and be like irrationally hating people because of shit you just made up in your head? It could be just a little kernel of a truth, or something like that. Oh, ooh, he said something about Toronto or something, or he slighted me this way, and just blow it up in your head and get really pissed off about it, Scott. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Be like Mike. All right, let's see. Banana Bread Tan saying, "Happy birthday, Omari. I enjoyed seeing OG take up more of the on-ball minutes. Hope that keeps going." Yeah, the equity in the last game was really good as far as the shot attempts. We didn't see anybody getting so close to 20. There were a lot of guys with right around 12 shots each, and that is fantastic. That's what we want. We want to diversify our players just like we would diversify our stocks. We want to have it in not all the eggs in one basket. You got Pascal doing his thing. You got Scottie doing his thing. Freddie hopefully will hit shots in the game tonight. Gary, OG. We want them all to get like around 10 to 15 shots each. And that if too many guys are like, if one or two guys are shooting like 20 shots each, that's too much heavy weight on maybe Pascal or Fred. And that's usually the case. So I want to see more equal distribution. And OG is definitely one of the people that needs to get those touches. I'm with you on that. Amit's here. Yo, what's up, Amit? Good to see you. Amit, another Amit's here. We got a couple Amit's in here. Good to see you. Barton knows the Wizards' game plan, and it's just me on another account. Okay. Oh, split personalities. Okay, so it's not two Amit's. It's just Amit having two accounts. I think he wanted to say something quickly, so he has two accounts, so he can switch over without the 5-minute delay. That's pretty smart. That's pretty ingenious. Nameless is saying, I like to refer to Gary as a rover. It doesn't matter where you utilize him to be effective. Yeah, and in some ways, he's really matured from his experience in Portland, where they jerked him around, and maybe he realized, in some ways, the way that I play and my style and who I am, I may just have to be this kind of hybrid starter bench guy. That I'm versatile in that way, and in some ways, that is something that teams will value and want you on the team because you are versatile as a starter or a bench. You can do it either way. So in some ways, that's good, Gary, that you've added this to your portfolio. That it's like, listen, in some ways you're really like helpful in the starting lineup with there's injuries and stuff, but really we want you for depth if everybody's healthy. And I think this is really good for him in a contract year to show that he is willing to be a different role in different ways on different given nights, whether it's starting or coming off the bench. Rover, that's not a bad term. I don't mind that at all. Or rover. Yeah, okay, rover. MSJ saying, in my opinion, best national cuisines are Italian, Mexican, and Japanese. Well, those do seem to be three of the most popular as far as with restaurants that are out in the world. You're going to go see, some sushi restaurants, some Mexican restaurants, and some Italian restaurants in different places. Yeah, I can get behind those. I like those all too. I mean, there's a lot of underrated ones that don't get as much shine as those three that are really good. And I would say Jamaican is one of them for sure. There's all kinds of other ones too. I could just not off the top of my head think of right now, but I really do like Japanese food. I really do. I'm a big sushi guy, and you can get me on some nachos. Yeah, yeah, and of course, Italian food is amazing. I went to Italy once when I was a teenager, and I ate so much food in Italy that I grew 4 inches. I'm not lying. I had my growth spurt because of Italian food, eating it in Italy. We ate like Italians. We ate so many like meals in one meal. It was like they kept bringing like I ate 3 meals for one meal and one meal. And it caused so much to go into me that I did sprout up to being like 6'4" all of a sudden, partly because of being on that trip and eating all that Italian food. So, fun guy saying that Bulls win was lit. Yeah, it was a good one. It was close. It was a little bit stressful, but we played really grinded out and we played smart and we closed it out right. We just made sure we won. That's the important thing. Amit the GOAT is saying, I hate refs. Israel is so much better as a vacation than living here. Okay. Okay, so you actually live there. That's right. I think I remember you saying that. Yeah, Tony Brothers wants to visit Israel. He's a very religious guy. Obviously, his favorite book is the Bible. So maybe, listen, this is what we could do to get in his favor. Maybe some of the Raptors could do a little prayer circle before the game, and maybe they'll ask Tony to come over and say, "Hey, Tony, can you come and lead our prayer circle real quick before the game?" And then he's like, "Wow, these Raptors are very devoted to their religion and their beliefs. Maybe I need to give them a little more extra consideration tonight in the game. Maybe that couldn't hurt." I mean, seriously, show some little devotion. I know that Scottie has a belief in God and believes in Jesus and stuff like that. So why not? You guys go and do a little thing with Tony. In fact, I remember now that Tony Brothers, in some ways, I think he likes Scottie. That in past games when we've had Tony Brothers, I've seen them interact, and I think that he sees something in that young man that he likes. So in some ways, maybe Tony likes Scottie Barnes and he will give him calls. I'd like to see that. He is the rookie of the year, and there is some precedence in giving rookies of the year some golden boy calls. And like I said, I've seen the interaction between Tony Brothers and Scottie Barnes in the past, and it seems like Tony likes Scottie. That was the body language and the thing that I got from some of their interaction so far in Scottie's career. So hopefully we see some of that. That'd be awesome. Kareem's saying, okay, we all agree we need to sign Lex up for Canadian Idol. That Earth, Wind, and Fire piece you did there is better than the original. Holy crap, no way. I mean, mine is a very pale comparison. It's an imitation. I'm not really hitting the full notes. I can do the tone and I can do it in a certain way, but yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say, Kareem. If you guys got me on that show, I would do it. I have no problem with doing that. I think I'm too old, though. Once again, ageism will probably like keep me out of being on that show because I'm not young and hip. But I could get up there and maybe do some stuff. It might be fun. Once again, it's Thursday, y'all. Today is Thursday, and at Real Jerk around the corner, they have a karaoke night. So what I'm really kind of thinking about doing this thing where I have home base for the Real Jerk at Gerard and Carlaw for games. And if anybody wants to watch games with me, you just show up there and I'll be in there and hanging out. And if we're there on Thursday night, it's a karaoke night. So I could actually watch the games with people and get up there on stage and actually sing songs. And I'll take requests from y'all. If y'all come up there and you want me to sing a specific song, I'll try it. Any song. I don't give a shit. It may be a song I've never heard in my life, but I'll still try and sing it because the words, they put them on the screen. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll be mashing up the karaoke with watching a Raptors game with me at the Real Jerk on Thursday nights. Maybe we should do this tonight. I don't know. Maybe it's too soon. I'm maybe not ready to get down there for tonight. Would anybody like to meet me at the Real Jerk tonight to watch the game? If you do, put it in the comments and maybe we'll meet up for the Washington game tonight around 7. Eat some good jerk wings, eat some good Jamaican food, and watch the game together. And then maybe I'll sign up and get up there on the stage and sing a little ditty too. How about that? Cowboy saying DRAGIC got waived by the Bulls. Laugh out loud. Yeah, all right. This is good. You brought this up, Bradley, because we don't want to gloss over any moment where we can find some kernels of pleasure and happiness. Higher aspirations get you places. Sometimes they get you to the top. Sometimes they don't get you anywhere. And higher aspirations, in the case of Mr. Tragic, yeah, we see where it got him. He got him to the Brooklyn Nets with last year. Yeah, we saw what happened there. First round exit to the Boston Celtics. And then, higher aspirations this year with the Bulls has really gone off the tracks. And Patrick Beverley was the last nail in the coffin for Goran Dragic. And I think that I don't know what's going to happen with him. Are you going to be Luka's pet next year? And will Mark Cuban get a little bit of money and so just so you can be on the roster with Luka in Dallas? Maybe. Or maybe you're done. Maybe you need to go back over to Europe and play in some Euro leagues for the rest of your career or something. I don't know. Whatever your higher aspirations are, Tragic, well, it is what it is. So be it. MSJ saying at Nameless, that's a good characterization. A prime stat line for Gary is 30, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Yeah, 30 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. I don't really see Gary getting very many blocks. That's one thing that he doesn't really have as much. But I don't mind the other stuff. I mean, it's normal. Like I'll see him get like a 30, 0, 0, 0. No, it'll be 30, 0, 0, 3, and then 0. So he'll have like 3 steals. He'll get like 30 points and 3 steals and no assists and no rebounds. Although he has been crashing the boards more recently. Gary's been actually getting rebounds recently. Isaac saying, my buddy just subscribed to make it 600. Yes. Yes, Isaac. Thank you. All right. 600 subscriptions. Holy crap, guys. Thanks. 400 more, and then we get there. Yeah, we're going to get there someday. All right. I love it. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. All right. Tom Duke's got the food for the refs. He's got the fried croakers. He went all the way down in the Mississippi, and he pulled them croakers out of the wide Old Man River. And now there's the pancake buffet for Aaron Smith. And I don't see any sushi for Marat Kogut, though. No sushi for Marat? You're leaving Marat out. Hey, all right, fine, Tom. That's fine. Maybe you'll be a little angry and surly because he didn't get to eat. and he might not call things good for us. I don't know. He probably wouldn't do that anyway. All right, let's see what Monique is saying. She's saying that March is a cerebral palsy awareness month. So if you want, you can celebrate with me. Limit Bradley Beal's threes. I love that. There's a lot in the message. I love the limiting of Bradley Beal. We have good success containing him with OG and different people on him. So we want to continue that. And then, yes, this month is cerebral palsy awareness month. And I fully am with Monique on this as far as like getting awareness out about this. I see that the color is green that you guys like to utilize and things. And listen, Adriana has CP herself also. So it is something that has, in my relationship with her is something that I've had to deal with in different ways with her. Now, her case of CP isn't as severe as some people's is, but she does very much deal with it on her left side in spastic kind of ways and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm all about awareness for CP and cerebral palsy, y'all. This is something that people have to deal with. And, it's not always easy in certain ways. But yeah, I stand in support with you, Monique, this month of March and cerebral palsy awareness. Listen, it's an interesting thing because, it may hurt your motor skills and stuff. But what you need to know about people with CP is the brain is just as sharp and smart as everything. They know everything's working real good up here. Trust me. I grew up across the street from a gentleman named Bruce, who was like my second dad, and he had a very severe case of CP. But you know what? He drove me to school every day in middle school. He could drive cars. He did all kinds of stuff. And to me, having such a great role model with severe CP at a young age made me realize that people that deal with it can do everything that we can all do too. And that in some ways, you shouldn't limit yourself just because of something that you have like that. The sky's the limit still, and you can always find ways and stuff like that. He had a wife and kids and did everything just like every other dad on the street, and it was such a good role model for me as a young person to see that. And that's what really shaped my opinions of people that deal with different disabilities. Seeing Mr. Harder when I was a kid. So yeah, Monique, I stand with you, and I'll wear green this month with you, except for when we play the Celtics or the Bucks. How about that? David has got the cup out. That's right. I love seeing that. Let's say 2023 Toronto Raptors NBA champions. Am I crazy? Am I delusional? Am I on drugs? I smoke pot. I don't consider that a drug, but maybe I am crazy for saying that. But why not? We're getting a playoff roster together. We got a big man. We got a good scorer off the bench. Wasn't these the things that were on our shopping list the middle of the season? And well, we've gone and taken care of them, checked them off. Well, then let's get to winning. G saying, Mo, we should always celebrate you. That's right. We do. We celebrate all y'all guys. Listen, everybody on here, every Raptor freak, every individual, y'all are all special and y'all are part of this group that we're doing here. And every single person matters in all kinds of ways. I love celebrating y'all, like Omari today and his birthday. I want to celebrate every single one of y'all individually as we go. And everything. If it's your birthday or something you accomplished or you got something, share it. We will love to celebrate with you because that's what we're all about. Sharing the love and positivity and getting positive results and having good things happen and come into your life. That's all we want for you guys. Let's see. Kareem's saying, hi, Superfan Mo. Cerebral palsy must be hard to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I applaud you for everything you have to go through. But leave Bradley Beal out of this. He's a part of my fantasy team. All right, listen, Kareem's on fire. We're going to give Kareem another dunk just for creativity of fun. That's so nice of you to recognize Monique and her things that she has to deal with and overcome all the time. She kicks ass, honestly. She doesn't let anything slow her down. You see how often she goes to games. You see how often she's involved in things that have to do with the Raptors. And it's just her presence on social media in different places is very strong. And we appreciate and love you for it, Monique. You just keep going. And I'm a big, big, big fan of yours. Trust me. But yeah, Kareem, your selfish needs. We don't care about Bradley Beal tonight. Fuck Bradley Beal. We want him to be horrible. I want him to shoot 0 for 8 and have 6 turnovers tonight. Yeah, just for that, Kareem. I'm sorry, bro. You may have 5 on it, but I got 20 on it for him to lose and be bad tonight. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kareem. That's just how it's got to be. It's the Raptors, bro. David's saying, thanks for sharing that, Mo. Celebrating you is something we always do. You're a true warrior You have the strength and the willpower many of us can only dream of. Yeah, seriously, seriously. You are an inspiration, and you are somebody that we look up to, and we really do find, I think about, oh, my life and this and this, and like, you can get real feeling sorry for yourself. But when you see people that don't feel sorry for themselves and they go out and they're doing things and they're not wasting their time with that, it is an inspiration and a great role model. And that's what we love you so much for so many different reasons, but that's part of it too. Nameless is saying Barton probably gauged the commitment from the organization towards Thad to determine and confirm his decision to sign NTO. That's probably true. We know that Otto Porter was consulted by Thad before he signed with us last summer. And this is probably very true. I mean, all it would take is Will to ask him. It's like, look, I'm looking at a couple of offers right now, Thad, and Toronto's one of them. And it's like Thad say, oh man, you just need to come here, bro. Everything is A plus, like the quality, the franchise is just run so well. There's no problems. You get the best of everything. They're just so professional and so good up here. You'll love playing for Nick Nurse if you come here. Oh, okay. That's what you think, Thad? All right. I think I'll just sign with Toronto then. All right, good. I'll see you when you get here. Boom. It could have been as easy as that, because they do have a rapport. They do talk to each other. They do work out every summer in Memphis. That's the thing. As a young player, Will Barton is coming to Memphis because he went to school there, and that's where Thad lives. So quite often they'd be at the same gyms in the summer for, like, I'm talking about in like the early 2010s. And that's how long they've known each other. So seriously, they are actually good friends, and they have spent a lot of time in the off season working out together, playing scrimmages, all kinds of stuff. So there is a familiarity between him and Thad that may be very good. So we'll see. Wayne's saying, Lex, love your wisdom on everything. Killer instinct is a championship mentality. What's your view on our current roster compared to last year's? All right, I love the way you're kind of like shaping this question. It is true. Killer instinct is something that's very important, and I worry about the younger generations coming up into basketball right now. That there's certain things that are lacking that would be like that Jordan or Kobe mindset. I mean, they want to say they have it, but in some ways, it's not like you say you have it or act like, yeah, I have Mamba mentality. No, you have to fucking live it, and you have to really be it, because you can say, oh, I have Mamba mentality, but you're just fucking lip service. It has to be a real thing that you prove over and over again. And if you're saying it, it probably isn't true. So you've got to be like, you get it because you've known, oh, that guy's got Mamba mentality because he's got that killer instinct that I want to kill the opponent and win at all costs. And part of the problem is in the 2000s, there was too much best friends league. Everybody became friends across teams. Back in the day, Jordan and the Pistons hate each other. Bird and Magic hated each other. They weren't friends off the court. They didn't call each other and say, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I see you got that contract. Oh, I'm so happy for you, even though you're on my division rival team. There was none of that shit. No friendliness between rival teams and shit. And in some ways, that's hurt the league for this killer instinct that's in this league. Because some ways they look at the whole brotherhood of the whole league of players as the brotherhood. And it's not really, your brotherhood is with your team on your team. And Vince Carter was the worst for this in the Raptors franchise. I hated this about Vince. When he was on our team, it seemed like he cared more about being friends with Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony than being friends with some of the players that were on the Raptors. And that he really cared more about being a part of the NBA family more than the Raptors family. And that's what I worry about, is that these guys don't have that kind of like, I want to kill you like Michael Jordan or Kobe used to have, because they're too chummy across lines, enemy lines. And that's the thing that I'm worried about. As far as our team, in your specific question, as far as how we look with this, I think we look better this year, partly because of Will Barton being a baller and showing up recently, but Jakob also. Jakob has a killer instinct to him about wanting to win. And we saw that this is part of what will happen. It'll be like a brush fire breakout. If Jakob busts his ass on the defensive end, trying to get rebounds or like blocking people out, he's just really active. He's a role model for somebody like Scottie, Precious, OG to get that gumption and that energy going with them. And then it kind of catches like fire. Like, so if Jakob does something energy-wise and Scottie gets inspired, so he does something energy-wise, like a really good block, then that inspires OG, and then it kind of gets passed around. Then maybe it comes around passed back to Jakob. And that's what I'm saying, that these guys can be role models with intensity and killer instinct, and it rubs off on each other. then there's all kinds of winning plays going on by simultaneously by different guys, just because they're like, well, he's putting in this effort to do this right now, Jakob. I'm going to do this too, you know? So in some ways, that is part of what we can build the killer instinct is by being role models of it, or just like having that gumption. We saw that against Chicago in the last game. So I hope that answers your question. I think we're a better addition with killer instinct this year than last year. I think part of it is our guys are a year older and they're a little more savvier as far as the younger guys. Like, in some ways, we came into a series against Philadelphia last season as a deer in headlights with people like Scottie and Precious. But this year they're a little more savvy. So hopefully they can focus and hone a killer instinct more and have it in playoff situation this year a bit more. So we'll have to see. David's saying, isn't it pretty much the same roster? No, this is not the same roster. And the biggest factor is Jakob. The fact that we have a center is really huge. This is something we have not had since Mark and Serge left, really, the kind of center that we have right now. So there's a lot different. And Jakob is a big part of it. And Barton to a lower extent. We haven't seen enough yet with Barton for sure. But I'm going to predict right now that he's going to do some things on the court. It's going to be like Jeff Doughton, except more savvy and like veteran and really smart. But it's going to be that similar kind of like consistent, like, wow, that's really smart and like steady play by Jeff Doughton, except with a more learned guy who's played in the league for 10 years and is proven. So let's see. Fiercely saying it's funny how the NBA is hyping up Zach LaVine today due to his 40-plus points a game. We locked him up the night before, laugh out loud. Yeah, they went to play Detroit after they played us the other night, and they won. They won that game. That's good because Chicago fans are really on the ledge right now. When we beat them, they were really upset. And they were saying a lot of crazy shit after that game that, like, yeah, we're pretenders. I give up on this team. Like, they were really, really upset when we beat them this week. So them turning around and beating Detroit last night, that kind of helped a little bit with the dumpster fire of the fans being upset about their season and how bad it's been going. But we'll have to see. Yeah, whatever. They're going to put everybody on blast in different ways. We did really lock him up really good, though. That's true. Monique saying, we need more Google commercials from Pascal and Yak. That's what we need again. Yeah, I'd love to see Jakob involved in advertising up here. I think that that is a good little combo. If you can get Pascal and Jakob in your commercial, you could probably do a really funny, good commercial and be very entertaining. I'm all about that. Fun guy saying, whoever's directing the Google Pixel ads needs to direct my life. Laugh out loud, because Scottie ad is fire, and that Giannis and Simu ad is also fire too. Yeah, they're pretty good ads, the Google Pixel ads, and Monique has been involved in Google Pixel ads herself. You could see her at a certain point all over town on billboards for Google Pixel here in Toronto. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Nameless is saying it's all about the W's. There's no extra points in a victory for style. And to be upset about the team did not win how you like it is absolute insanity. And so is anybody. I love what you're saying, and you're exactly right. And so is anybody who that perpetuates it. Yeah, I'm with you on this. It's like, listen, what are you such a control freak? You're gonna have to. All right, winning is just not good enough. They have to win exactly how you want them to win too. Oh my gosh, some people are so. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Yeah, I agree with this. This is crazy. We just want wins. We need wins. That's what we need the most. That's what these guys are saying too. Gary said, I don't care if I'm coming off the bench or starting. I just want to win because that's all this team wants. Fred says, I don't care if I'm scoring all these points. I can be the distributor. I just want to win. That's all they care about right now is just winning and getting there. Sue's here. Good morning, everyone. Let's go Raps. We should celebrate you every day, Mo. That's right. Celebrate Mo every day. Celebrate Omari. Celebrate Play It Again, Sue. Always enjoying Play It Again Sue's music reactions on her YouTube channel. Check out Sue at Play It Again Sue and Chelsea and all the gang coming in there and talking about the music and stuff, reacting to Billy Joel and different things. I saw you did something with John Denver recently. That's pretty cool. All kinds of stuff going on out there. Let's see. Monique is saying, hey, Lex, can finally get a mod for your channel. Go Raptors. You want to be a mod, Monique? You can be a mod. There you go. Bam. I'm going to make you a mod. Bam, you are a mod now, Monique. You just got the wrench. Yeah, all right. Jason saying, Porzingis said that for real. No, I don't want to put anything out that's like, it's untrue. It's not true. I was using it as an example for like, I want Scottie to get be like Michael Jordan and just make up excuses for why he's mad at somebody Porzingis did not say anything about Jamaican food, just so you know. I don't want to purport fake news. It was just an example that I was using for Scottie to just make up some false shit in his head. So for why he wants to kill Porzingis tonight on the court. That's all it was. It was a Michael Jordan like thing, an example of Michael saying, "Oh, this guy said something about my mom." Even if they didn't, he would do it in his head just so he would be wanting to kill them on the court. And that's basically why I said that. So no, Jason, I do not want to put any words in Porzingis's mouth. He's already a weird guy and has problems himself. I'm not making any lies about him. No, yeah, I'm just firing up Scottie, as Tom said. Jimmy's saying, how incredible would it be to get the 6th seed and go into the playoffs with a good inertia and possibly shock the world? Anything can happen. Yeah, it'll be fun. Honestly, this season has a lot of things shaping up with the recent developments to really make us very happy and feel successful by the end of the year. Trust me. Seriously, this season has been difficult for us, the loyal, true Raptor freaks. And you know what? There may be some prize at the end of it, just as far as like how we feel about how we ended the season in the playoffs and how well we do. So hopefully we can make things happen, get past the first round, and boom, that's a success compared to last year because we got further. And that's really kind of what I want to see, at least, if not further and further. David's saying Phoenix, Toronto finals coming up soon, folks. You know, it's interesting. Durant made his debut for the Phoenix Suns yesterday, and it was successful. They won. I still don't have any faith in them. Seriously. I mean, the defensive stuff is what's going to get you the finals. And I don't believe in them defensively. I really don't. So we'll have to see. It could very well be that DeAndre Ayton pisses them off and they get mad at him for quitting in the middle of the playoff series again this year. So we'll have to see. I don't believe in them yet. I think that they have a better chance with Kevin for sure. But once again, they're just a firefight with no defense in some ways. And that's not going to work in the playoffs. That may work in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. MSJ saying Josh should go to jail for a few weeks. See how tough he is in a cell. Laugh out loud. Not very. Anyway, Fred should push this team over the edge for a win. I hope so. Fred, direct this team to a big win against Washington tonight. We're all about that. That's what Raptors Nation wants. Jock could get scared straight. Like those old TV shows where they go to the high school and these kids are kind of like juvenile delinquents. They say, "Oh, you think you're real cute? You think you're real tough? You don't know what it's like in there where I live. I can't bend over in the shower or somebody will come and get me. I can't pick up the soap. You want to live that life? You want to live that life? You keep living that life. Scared straight." Yeah, maybe he needs that program where those inmates come in and yell at the high school kids in the room. You know what I'm talking about, scared straight. Yeah, get your Morant in there with some real OGs from the jail, Rikers or somewhere, and get him. You teach him real quick. Click saying David Saborin delusional. Yeah, I don't know which part is more delusional. Click us in the finals or Phoenix. Who knows? I mean, seriously, I don't think it is very likely. Let's see. David's saying hopeful. What teams are so good this year? Click. I understand this year has turned you into a negative Nancy, but it's not over till it's over. All right, Lenny Kravitz. I love it. Baby, it's tears to cry. Baby, it ain't over till it's over. That's right. The season ain't over yet. And we got some reloading the gun, and we're ready to go out there and take some shooting practice with Will Barton. That's right. Will the Thrill. Yeah, I mean, listen, Click has been a little bit of like an Eeyore this year, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be a little bit of a Debbie Downer. It's fine. He's being realistic, and maybe he grounds us from being so crazy positive and dreaming pie in the sky kind of stuff. Click is a little bit of a reality check, and I have no problem with that. And that's why he's calling you delusional. But who knows? Maybe he thinks Phoenix being in the finals is delusional. I don't know. It's probably Toronto. But yeah, Randolph saying Scottie needs to use every blow by or missed call as jet fuel to play all quarters as if it's the fourth. That's what we're saying, Scott. Why do you have to wait till the last frame? Why can't you do this in the first? Why can't you do this in the second? Why can't you do this third? Do more throughout the whole entire game. But he's going to get there. He's going to get there. He's going to figure this out. And he's going to be like, you know what? Maybe I should be trying harder throughout the whole entire game and trying to get this kind of effort and outcome more throughout the game. Maybe it expands little by little. Maybe it's like in the fourth quarter now, but maybe it starts to become like the second half of the third and the fourth. Maybe it gets the whole second half at some point. Maybe it's 3 out of 4 quarters at some point. Just as long as he's expanding this really intense winning basketball mode that he gets into, like he did at the end of the game against Chicago the other day. You can just expand the time of where he's doing that more and more as time goes on in his career. That'll be very good for him. Let's see. Sue's saying, yes, David, we have to have faith and hope. You never know what will happen. All kinds of things could go crazy. We fucked around and got a championship in 2019. Nobody thought we'd do that. At this point in the season, nobody thought we'd won a championship in 2019. They didn't take it as realistic. They didn't take us seriously. Well, that it happened. And that's what I'm saying. It's like they may not take us seriously right now, and we need to allow the possibility of things happening that could happen that way. All kinds of different things can happen. People get hurt like Kevin Durant did that year. The teams have problems all of a sudden right at the end of the season, like LeBron going out for the Lakers. You get some breaks in certain ways. We've had bad breaks most of the season. We get some lucky breaks near the end. Hey, you never know what could happen. 2023 Toronto Raptors, NBA champions. Let's see. Omari saying, I love it when Lex serenades us. He knows good music. I love music, Omari. And I'm weird because I have a photographic memory with places, but I also have a photographic memory with tunes and songs. And I really do have a vast catalog of just standard songs that you'd hear on the radio, popular songs that everybody knows. I will attempt any of them. If I know the tune and I know a couple of lyrics, I'll sing a little snippet of it here and there. I love singing, and I love that I have this outlet, and y'all appreciate it. I mean, I know I probably sound stupid and sound crazy to some people, but hey, I'm glad that y'all enjoy my singing. Trevor's saying, good morning. Looking forward to Raptors kicking the Wizards' butts today. Love my team. That's right, Trevor. You go be a good Raptor freak today and just root on your team and get it right. Raptorize your day like Nabatia would. So we can put that good energy in the ether for the Raptors to go to Washington, D.C. and kick their ass. What was the other day when y'all were talking about the War of 1812? When the Raptors, not the Raptors, the Canadians beat the Americans back, all the way back to Washington, D.C. And what did they do? They went and burned down the White House in the War of 1812, the Canadians. Well, we're in Washington, D.C. So let's burn that house down, that D.C. arena that the Wizards play in. Yeah, I'd love to see that today. So we can get a little of that War of 1812 spirit today as a Canadian team in the nation's capital of the United States today. Yeah, get a little bit of that mode going today. I like that. Jimmy's saying, click, have some fun, man. Obviously, it's a pipe dream. Laugh out loud. Who knows? I smoke the reefer pipe, and I'm like, is it a dream for us to win again? Yeah, I hope that we do. And it could be a dream that I am high on cannabis, but it's still a dream, and I'd like to see it happen. Wayne's saying, technically, Raptors are solid apart from making shots consistently. Once we don't have scoring droughts, our win percentage is assured. I think that's true too. Like in some ways, teams build in different ways. And in some ways, we're building from a very logical, smart place of defense, toughness, and rebounding. And that the shooting is the last ingredient that has to come around. And in some ways, that's really smart because we're finding ways to win without shooting well. And just think about when we start shooting well, our chances to win should increase, right? Because we're winning without shooting well. We didn't shoot better than the Bulls the other night, but we still beat them. So what if we start shooting well and we still do all the other stuff we've been doing already? Yeah, that should increase our percentage of being able to win. Is because we shot better. That makes it even easier. So, yeah, I'm all about this, Wayne. It's astute of you to see that this is coming. And this is what Nick said after the Bulls game. He expects our shooting to get better very soon. David's saying, a serious concern I have is keeping Scottie Barnes. We always talk about superstars not wanting to play in Toronto. Now we have his future star, and we don't give him the ball for the most part. Would Leroy extend his contract after 4 years of being the third or fourth option? Well, it's all perspective. Just because you look at it this way, David, doesn't mean that that's the way Scottie looks at it. Scottie doesn't care in some ways. Once again, what he cares about the most is the W's. He wants to be on winning teams. He wants to be competing for championships. He wants to be on a team that wins. And in some ways, the scoring stuff isn't matter. In fact, I'm kind of annoyed with him because I'd like him to be more selfish. He's really such an unselfish player that there's quite often plays on the court where I see him in the lane and he's got the open shot, but he dumps it off to somebody else. And I'm like, Scott, you need to shoot it. So in some ways, the reverse is happening. He is so unselfish. We might need to encourage him to shoot more. And that is part of the reason why he's a third or fourth or fifth option on the Raptors, is because he wants to share the ball. He's not looking for his own shot. And in some ways, I want him to go more and do that. So look at it this way. If he's that unselfish and he's not trying to go get his shots right now, then why are you worried about this? Because that, I don't think that's something that matters to him. In fact, I think he gets more enjoyment from setting somebody else up than taking the shot himself. And that's a problem because I want him to shoot more. So yeah, I'm looking at it a totally different perspective than you are. That he doesn't really want to shoot. I think he wants to stay. If we pay him the most money and we're a winning team and he sees that we're winning and we're going somewhere, he'll stay because we'll pay him the most money. And he knows that he's got a very capable front office that's making moves. He's got to be like more impressed with them with bringing Pirtle and Barton in like they did recently, because it's a real signal to him that the front office is serious about making the team better. And that in some ways will keep him here because that is something he cares about. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about this. We've got a couple of years to worry about to not worry about this until it comes around when it matters. And I think that by then we're going to be winning and doing so good, and he's going to be such a part of our team that it's going to be just a slam dunk. He's going to re-sign with us. So David, I'm not worried about this as much. More recently, not as much either, just because Masai and Bobby just showed Scottie in good faith that this team is serious. We're going to get a big man. Y'all need a big man? All right, we went and got one. Y'all need a backup point guard that can score? Yeah, we'll go and get one. And that is a vote of confidence in the front office for Scottie. He's like, oh, these guys are listening, and they're actively trying to make this team better. So I think that will be a factor and part of why he would stay. MSJ saying at Wayne, yep, we have it all but the shooting. That's the last piece that's just got to fit in. And it's kind of the weird chance piece anyway. And, we've had such a bad shooting year. It's got to even out some more by the end of the year. Our numbers should go up in the last few games of the season because it should even out more. We've been way below averages for what we should be doing offensively and with our shooting. So let's see. David is saying, I mean, we had the most continuity in the league, laugh out loud. Not sure you can. So no, it's not the same roster, but what do I know? 13 players back from last year. Yeah. That is a knock. And they said this on Raptors Tonight recently, I think after the Chicago game, that the Raptors didn't do enough. And a lot of teams stacked themselves even better in the offseason. And that's part of the reason why we've had struggles this year. But I don't totally believe this. I mean, I get it. We had a lot of issues at the beginning of the year with injuries and just different stupid shit that caused more problems. And they took up a big chunk of the season. And that's kind of hurt us. But I mean, I don't totally get this. I really do see the development jumps in Precious and Scottie this year that have added to make us better. So if that makes any sense. Monique is saying, so Lex, I'm basically 34 and 16 record this season. There you go. Let that sink in. Monique, you haven't gone to that many games this season, have you? Let me see. Let's see. I'm basically 34 and 16 in a record this season. You're talking about when you go to the games, because I asked you that the other day. That's too many games, right? Or is this your overall record for all time when you go to games? You're 34 and 16. That's really impressive. Spicy saying we're making a run. I like that, Spicy P22. You go, Spicy P. Every morning, 9:30 a.m. We're talking Raptors live on YouTube at the Raptor Freak channel. Nameless is saying congratulations, Mo, on your new moderatorship. That's crazy. Mike's laughing at me. All right, Mohan's here. Let's see what Mohan's saying. Good to see you, man. All we got to do is book a ticket for the playoffs, baby. That's right, Mohan. I love it. Yep, this is good. Call Flight Center and say, yeah, we need a ticket. We're going to the playoffs, baby. Yeah, 905 Yada's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to 905 Yada. We got a game in the 905 today. Fort Wayne versus the Raptors 905. 7:30 start at Paramount Fine Food Center. Center. So get down there if you're in the town and you want to go see some 905 action with Christian Coloco, Ron Harper Jr., Joe Weezy, and Jeff Dowtin Jr., Delano Banton. They're all there. Jimmy's saying, laugh out loud. I do too, Lex. It's legal now. Props to Canada. Yeah, smoking that weed. Yeah, I'm all about it. Troy's saying, funny how you just did a little history about Canada. I just did my Canadian citizenship test. Go pass soon. I'll take the oath. Troy, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. And listen, man, Canada's gonna get better because Troy Henry's gonna be a citizen of Canada. I love hearing this kind of stuff. These kind of stories make me real happy as a Canadian. Yeah, I love hearing that. You know, I wonder if they had a question about the War of 1812 on that citizenship test that you just took. That's funny. All right, let me do a couple of little more wrap-up things and stuff like that. Of course, I got to do the real mascot matchup. You know what? Let's just do that real quick. All right, the real mascot matchup. The last time we saw the Raptor, he's on the side of the road fighting the Cavalier nurse. Yeah, she's a jerk, and she hates him. And, well, she beat the shit out of him. She really did. Left him in the ditch, just like that ZZ Top song, Under Pressure. She left him in the roadside, in the ditch. Yeah, and he's kind of beat up, and he's kind of like clinging to life because not only she beat him up, but he had gone through the windshield of the rocket car because of a wreck during drag racing with the Pistons hot rod. So now he's laying in the ditch. He's kind of been bleeding, and he's not doing so well. But you know what? I was wondering if he would be strong like a bull and stand up and get up out of that ditch. And, well, he did. He is standing. He's hobbling along, walking down the street. He's going somewhere. Well, all of a sudden, there's this really weird individual that shows up walking down the street, and he's got a yak on a leash. It's really weird. Like, he's got a yak. Yak isn't really like in this area. It's like he brought the yak there to that because it's not like a natural animal in the area where the raptor is. So it's really weird to see a yak on the street. And this guy's walking up, and he's got weird clothes on, and it's kind of colorful. And he's like, hi, my name is Will. And I'm like, oh, okay, hi, Will. And he's like, I'm a wizard. And you're like, whoa, you're a wizard, okay. How are you? And he's like, listen, you look really bad, dude. You look like you're all tore up and beat up. I can maybe do some healing spells on you or something like that. And the Raptor's like, wow, that would be amazing, Will the wizard. If you could do some healing spells on me right now, that'd be fantastic because I'm all cut up and tore up. Went through a windshield, and this big nurse beat me up and left me in the roadside in the ditch, just like in a ZZ Top song. And the wizard's like, I know, I can see you really do look like you're in bad shape. So let me see what I can do. So he's like doing some sort of incantation and kind of like waving his hands around. Like we'll have to see next time on the real mascot matchup if Will the wizard, who has walking a yak with him down a highway, can help the Raptor heal his wounds with his wizardry. I don't know. We'll find out next time on the real mascot matchup. This is really weird story. Monique saying, W stream Lex always. Let's keep climbing. Go Raptors. You go too, Monique. I love you. You're a fantastic person, and I appreciate you're a part of this channel. And the Raptor Freak Nation is all about celebrating our heroes and champions, our community champion, Monique Lawrence. All right, let me see. What else do I got to do? Let's just do a wrap-up real quick. The injuries for the Wizards are as such. Monte Morris, their point guard, is out with his back. He had an epidural yesterday, and he will not be around for a while. He is week to week, but Kristaps is going to be back tonight. He has missed a couple games in a row for the Wizards, so expect that big Latvian dude, the unicorn, in the lineup for them. As far as our side of things, Otto Porter is out, and then, as I said, there's a very strong 905 contingency here still at Mississauga to play tonight. Delano Banton, Jeff Dowtin Jr., Ron Harper Jr., Christian Coloco, and Joe Wieskamp, all still at the 905 and not with Toronto in Washington. So that's the split. The big bunch of the guys who play for 905 are with the 905, and then there really is the vets, and the older guys are with the main roster in Washington. Our referees tonight are fun. Tony Brothers is our crew chief. It's always fun to see Tony. I don't take him as being a problem. I really do see him as maybe possibly an advantage we can seek and get. So Tony Brothers is our crew chief. Aaron Smith is the second rep, and then Marat Kogut is the third ref. Those are our referees tonight. Mike is saying W stream. I appreciate you, Mike. Just over 2 hours. I'll wrap it up right now. If you guys enjoy what I do to get you set up for Raptor games, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share me in places if you know there's Raptor fans out there that want to get some good, positive Raptors content that's informative. This is the channel for you. 9:30 every single morning. And let's go Raptors. Keys to the win tonight. Let's out-rebound them. Let's out-shoot them. Let's out-hustle them. Let's outwork them. Let's outplay them. Because if we outplay them, we do all this stuff better on the court than them, Tony Brothers will reward us with the right calls. And that is very, very essential for us to win tonight. We have to outwork the other team so Tony Brothers respects us and gives us the whistle. And that's what I hope will happen tonight. Jimmy's saying, honestly, I feel Tony Brothers has more respect for us recently. I think so, too. I really do think he's a misunderstood referee in this league. He's not like the other older refs. He really does have a code of conduct in the way he sees things. And if you understand him, you can use him to be an advantage and not a disadvantage. And that's what I'm trying to say. Nameless is saying these young guys are lucky to get to hang with Barton and Mississauga, get a real inside look at things in the city. Listen, I want these guys and Eric Curry to really take the rest of this 905 season really seriously. I want to see y'all win as much as possible because you're 500 team right now and you're not going to be in the playoffs. If you win every single game going out, maybe you can make the playoffs, but it's not looking good. The chances of y'all being one of the very few teams in the G League that makes the playoffs are very slim. But it would take you guys winning like almost every single game going out. You have like 12 games left. If you can win like 10 out of 2, 10 and 2, that might get you there. But yeah, they need to be very, very good. And because they have such a good talent influx of all these guys coming in there, they better be winning tonight. That's what I'm saying. And plus, they're going to play the Mad Ants twice in a row. They're going to play them tonight, and then they'll play them again on Saturday too. So yeah, they're going to get to see them twice. Yeah, they're stacked. They should win now, Monique, for sure. All right, y'all. Thanks once again for watching me, and have a great day. Let's do it right today, Raptors. Get out there, get the good effort, punch them in the face first, and let's be the aggressor. We get that double-digit lead and hold it. Just in case Marat Kogut tries to try some funny with some weird-ass call late in the game, y'all need to get that lead over the Wizards. All right, have a great day, and let's go